What is up, y'all? Godzilla back again, and we're continuing the WWE reviews. I'm recording this just after Smackdown went off the air, and I have a lot to talk about. I might get a little angry. Yeah, I will be reviewing Money in the Bank tomorrow after it goes off the air, but you know what? I'll just save it for the review when I get to it. All right, so if you think that this show is going to start out differently than it usually does, no. People arrive to work. Wow, that's crazy. I would hope they do. Fuck. Who would come out first? Oh. But a Seth Rollins and his group that doesn't have a name. Yeah, so Seth pretty much yaps about he's a heel, but they still sing his fucking why can't he get a new song? Why do we still have this Disney sing along with Seth Rollins if he's supposed to be a fucking heel? Guys, I'm just trying to use common sense and logic. I'm just trying to use logic here, people. So he yaps about how he's a visionary and how he's going to win Money in the Bank. Which, if he does, you're going to instantly get a fucking video. I'm not going to watch the rest of Money in the Bank if it's whatever part of the show is. I'll just go straight to a rant video of how stupid of a decision that would be. But we'll get to it when we get to it. Solo Sikoa comes out next with JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu. This is very, very weird. Sure, the idea of a Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu match is intriguing. One simple issue. Both of these groups are supposed to be heels. Guys, come on. We gotta use common sense and logic here, people. The crowd was confused. They didn't know who to cheer for. They didn't know who to root for in this promo. Why do you have two heel groups out there? Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, one thing I will say, I love how Solo mentions that Seth group is basically very similar to the Bloodline. Yeah, he is absolutely correct. Because you got Paul Heyman and all this shit, bro. No. This is, So, basically, Seth's group leaves. And then, Jimmy Uso jumps Solo and company. And we go to commercial break. Jimmy Uso, that is very weird. Because all Jimmy has been doing is feuding with his family. All he does. That's all he does. That's all he does, and he's going to do it until 2085 at this rate. I don't see any other direction for Jimmy other than maybe occasionally he'll team with Jay if he's on Smackdown or whatever. But this sets up a match with JC Mateo and Jimmy Uso. There's shenanigans and Jacob Fatu unintentionally cost JC Mateo the match, and you're not going to believe how Jimmy beats JC Mateo, the new guy. The guy's been here for, 3 weeks? 2 weeks? Something like that? He's getting rolled up. Yeah, we're rolling up JC Mateo, and we want to talk about how big this guy is, how big of a threat this guy is. Yeah, getting rolled up by a Jimothy Uso. No disrespect to Jimothy Uso, but you're getting rolled up, and getting roll-ups are... when roll-ups are used in the correct spots, they're all right. When you're going through a 30-minute war and you can't kick out because you're tired, okay, cool. But when they're every match, it seems like it gets exhausting. So, next up, we have Zelina Vega and Julia backstage. Zelina Vega pretty much says, you want my title, I'm going to fight for tooth and nails to keep the title. Yeah. And next up, we got Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven in a Bakersfield Brawl match. Okay. It's just a no DQ match. I don't know why you had to put the Bakersfield Brawl onto it. It was an okay match. There's just one simple issue here. We've seen this match approximately 68,544 times. Obviously, I'm exaggerating it. I mean, if Triple H is allowed to exaggerate how many people are in the crowd and all this, I should be allowed to exaggerate how many times we've seen these rematches. So, I say it's only fair. So, essentially, what happens is Julia helps Zelina Vega beat Piper Niven. And then after the match, she just attacks her. Okay. And then we had a brief segment with Jacob Fatu and Damian Priest. Damian Priest says he relates to what Jacob Fatu is going through with problems in his family, but that doesn't change the fact that he's going to go after the United States Championship. Okay. Cool. Next up, we have Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes backstage. And Jimmy Uso comes up too. They basically talk about how they have issues and stuff. Well, yeah. Of course they have issues. Issues with John Cena and Logan Paul. Yeah. So, next up, we get an Aleister Black video package, right? And he's talking about LA Knight and how he wanted to respect LA Knight because he won the match, but he couldn't find himself to keep the respect because he threw him out and took advantage of the Black Mass delivered to Shinsuke Nakamura last week. Or was it 2 weeks ago? Jesus, I don't even remember. Whatever, bro. So, I have many issues with this. Why are you putting two guys together when both of these guys need big victories? Why? So let's just 50-50 book the guy? Bada bing, bada boom? Make him average AF? No one can give a fuck? Think fuck LA Knight is so good that it doesn't matter? But yeah, it's so weird. Very, very weird. So we have a decent match between them. I was like, who in the fuck is gonna take the pin? Is Triple H really gonna have LA Knight look up at the lights before Money in the Bank? Thankfully, not, kind of. I mean, he didn't get pinned, but he was looking up at the lights, because LA Knight had a promo before the match, right? And he mentioned Seth Rollins as a goon, and obviously Seth Rollins didn't take too kindly to that. So, Seth Rollins and co. interrupt. Great. Cool. They attack LA Knight and Aleister Black. Next up, we have Jade Cargill backstage cutting an interview. Jade Cargill talks about how she's in the King and Queen, or the Queen of the Ring tournament, and how she's going to win and become a champion at SummerSlam. It gets interrupted by Charlotte, and Charlotte basically yaps about how she's going to win Queen of the Ring. I wouldn't put it past this fucking pathetic company to just finally give Charlotte the fucking Queen of the Ring. Because, she's the queen, right? So it only makes sense. Shut up! The last thing we need is Charlotte Flair as a champion in the year of 2025. Piss off with that shit. So, Tiffany interrupts because she's going to cut a promo next. And, yeah, she's out there for like 2 seconds, and then Rhea Ripley interrupts. Because we have to set up the 6-woman tag match. Yeah. So I was like, okay, why are we just being fucking lazy for building up to a match? Oh, just throw the faces and heels into a tag match and we can just have them have a decent match. It's such lazy booking. Lazy. And I'm tired of it. Ugh. So, I was wondering who's going to take the pin. Who are they going to have take the pin? Because they're probably going to have the faces win. Of course it had to be Roxanne Perez. Well, she takes basically all the faces finishers and that's it. So yeah, that's really about it. The Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Stephanie Vaquer win. And yeah, that's about it. Next up, we got Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo backstage. JC Mateo keeps telling Solo that we can't trust Jacob. We should kick him out of the group. And then Solo goes on a tirade about how Jacob isn't that smart in the head. And I love what Solo said. He says, Jacob has all gas, no brains. That was actually funny. Solo has been kind of funny recently. I mean, he's got a funny character going. It's yeah. But as they walk away, we figure out Jacob was behind there was like a door and like a whole room behind it. Jacob Fatu comes through the door, and we know he can hear it. So, does this mean that Jacob of the Fatu will cost Solo Sikoa the Money in the Bank, and it will set up a match between them two at SummerSlam? That's the only thing I'm guessing. Yeah. Then next, we're yapping about fans and crowd signs, and then something amazing happens. The Wyatt Six interrupt. More importantly, Bo Dallas. They're doing these video segments that they've been doing. So what I like about this, he's stating what the Wyatts want to do and their purpose for destroying the tag division. So this promo had purpose and meaning. He says they're gonna take what's owed, and the time for repentance is over. And after that, we go backstage where the whole tag division, DIY, Street Profits, Motor City, Fraxium, are all there, and they talk about what are they gonna do about the Wyatts. So the concept of the tag team division figuring out like they gotta come together as a common enemy kind of thing. It is interesting. One, if they have to all team up to even have a chance to take down the Wyatt Six, my bad. That could make the Wyatt Six look really good on paper, but I don't trust Triple H to book the Wyatts correctly. But we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, it's Penta and Andrade versus American Made's Creed brothers. Chad Gable, manager at ringside. Yeah, this is a match, Like, I feel like I've seen Penta in some form of American Made at least 65,000 times. I mean, I don't know how that's possible because Penta literally just came into the roster January of this year, but somehow they've wrestled 655 times. So Gable tries to interfere, but then Vikingo, who was in the crowd, interferes, takes Gable out, allowing Penta and Andrade to win. But they don't have time to celebrate because, oh my God, here comes Seth Rollins and co. again. Because, damn, just when we thought them taking out LA Knight and Aleister Black wasn't good enough for us, like I said earlier, if LA Knight doesn't win, I'm going to stop watching the whole PLE because I could give a damn what else happens there. Why do I need to see the tag match between Logan Paul, John Cena, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes? Why should I give a fuck? There's no winner-take-all situation going on. Whoever wins or loses, it won't matter. It won't matter. What? They're probably just going to have Becky defeat Lyra. But no. What needs to happen is LA Knight finally gets his moment to win a world title. It's 2 years too damn late, but oh my God, we should finally get it. But if Seth Rollins wins, oh my, you're going to get the biggest rant of all rants. If you thought my rant 5 years ago when Goldberg defeated The Fiend was bad, you haven't seen nothing. You haven't seen nothing. The rant and rave I will have if LA Knight doesn't win that Money in the Bank briefcase. Oh, dear Jesus. So, anyways, Paul Heyman cuts a promo for the Seth Rollins group. And when I can't get invested in a Paul Heyman promo, you know you done fucked up. You know you done goofed. You know you done fucked up. Because how the fuck can I not get invested? Paul Heyman can get me invested in a broom versus a fucking door match. That's how good Paul Heyman is. But no, I can't get invested in this shit. I can't. It's bootleg Bloodline, even worse than Solo's group. It's nonsense. I might be the only one that says this in the community, but I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't like it. And if Seth wins, you're gonna get the biggest rant video of all time. And I'll stop doing the series, and that will be my last WWE video. Because if Seth Rollins wins, I'm done. I'm completely done with WWE. Done. Donezo. Done. I'll stop the series and go back to my usual videos. Yeah, I'm dead fucking serious. So yeah, I'll go over to AEW. Supposedly that's not competition, but you have to put 85 shows on the same night so people won't talk about AEW. Right, they're not competition. Shut the fuck up. Ugh. But anyways, Cody Rhodes interrupts the promo, and he kind of just looks at Seth and everybody else, and then Jey Uso's yeet session starts, and then Seth Rollins and company just leave. That was awkward AF. Very fucking awkward. But okay. Because, at least with this, we went to commercial so we didn't get 85 minutes of eating. But, we come back. Cody Rhodes cuts a promo. It's kind of crazy. Because, you wonder why Jey Uso, he can't, all he does on the mic is 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. That's all he does. And then he yaps about God knows what. I could give 2 shits. But Cody Rhodes pretty much says his usual stick of what you want to talk about. But, yeah. Pretty much. John Cena comes out next. Yeah, he makes the announcer do that thing where he has to glaze the fuck out of him. But during this, Logan Paul sneaks up from behind, knocks Jey Uso into SummerSlam. That's how fucking hard he knocked his ass out. Jey Uso's done. He's out forever. He shouldn't be defeating Gunter. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about Goldberg either. And if if I get to the Raw review, if all rights on tomorrow, if I get to that, I'll rip that shit apart too. But don't worry. Well, we'll only have to wait and see. If Seth wins, it's over for me in WWE because I'm done. I'm done with Paul Levesque's bullshit. I'm done. Dunzo. But yeah, so essentially, Logan Paul and Cena take out Jay and Cody. And Cena cuts a promo about how he is the last world champion and Logan Paul is going to be the next world heavyweight champion. And yeah, and that's essentially how the show ends. That's essentially all that happened. And we're ready for Money in the Bank tomorrow. The right decision better be made. And if it doesn't, I'm done. I'm done with WWE. I'm just done. I'm done with creative making the stupidest decisions of all mankind and not giving the push to people that are over and rightfully over. If Jason fucking Uso can win a world title in the year of 2025, why the fuck can't LA Knight? And that's what I'm going to leave you with. I'll see y'all tomorrow night or whenever if I have to do that LA Knight rant video, but I'm going to leave y'all with that. If Jey Uso can be world champion, why can't LA Knight? Peace out, y'all. See you guys for tomorrow's video.